So he said to look hot on top live stream.
Everybody's gonna be watching now, so I just need to look good.
Let me say you rock powder.
No, I didn't actually. Just natural. Thank you for having me.
I'm actually looking for a background that depicts friends.
Mm, okay.
Put it behind me.
Should I do the same or leave my background?
Around with mine. Cannot find. Uh, should I? Nothing like friendship here. But this guy is fine.
I want to turn off my green screen, please.
And when you got there now, you bring yourself out.
I think I'm stuck.
Um, where there is this circle, this circle that looks like this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
click on it.
Doing that.
The one that doesn't come with pictures. It takes you back to the original one.
I'm just seeing lightning.
Have you seen?
Man,
You know that the green screen is showing um there are picture display for you to pick, right?
mhm.
So there
It's
is
just
one
showing
that
me
is
green
not
screen. I'm not seeing that one.
like this circle sign.
It's just to flip and show the back of my camera. That's what it's doing.
No, no, that's not it. The green screen you went to now, yeah. There is the box where we have the circle that has this.
Hmm.
Click on it. It's
Yeah.
supposed to remove this the background you have.
If I click on it, it's just going back to green screen. It's saying done.
See, it's
Let's
not
continue
on
now.
this
Let's.
thing. No, no, you have to take off that background. You know what? Go off and come back again. Go off and click on the link back. You see that I am back. Okay, welcome back, Mr. Aidan. YouTube don't pursue you like this. Ah, you look good, though, senatorial. Aww. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. So I have been talking about, friendship and adulthood. What people don't, tell us about friendship, or what they don't tell us about adulthood. Because I've actually come to the point in my life where I would say, okay, there are actually times um, in this adulthood, this adult stage that we go through, loneliness. You tend to see friends doing better. You tend to see yourself also moving in a particular direction. The friends you used to know for 5 years ago, you don't get to talk to them again. Like everybody is moving pretty fast. Okay, so now this is for you to talk to us on what really happens when it comes to friendship in the long run. Do you think people drift because they stop caring, or because they start to believe that they are better than the other person, or you're not of the same level?
Oh, okay, so here's what I think. Yeah, I think firstly, it's not that they don't care anymore.
Okay.
You know, as we begin to grow, there's this saying that I got to know while I was growing up that 20 friends cannot remain friends for 20 years. Do you understand? Now,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? Life happens, job, marriage, life begins to get loud for some persons. Now, it is not that they don't care anymore. Do you understand? It is not that they don't care anymore. For some, their silence is not rejection or neglect. It is just dealing with life as life comes. It is just handling the way things happen around them. I don't even understand. A
Yeah.
clear example, Burna Boy sang in one of his songs, he said, um, life is not easy, my brother. You define your own, myself, I define my own. If you dey Abuja and I dey Lagos, do you understand? Meaning
Mm-hmm.
that you're somewhere else and I am somewhere else. It doesn't mean that I don't care about you. If I hear good news about you, I'll be happy. Will I be happy that my friend who I haven't spoken to in 5 years is doing well? Yes, I would be happy, right? But that, do we talk every time? No, because why? Perhaps my schedule might be different from his schedule, right? And the time I might be free to talk might
Mm-hmm.
not be the time he will be free to talk. But do we get to hang out once in a while and catch up and discuss about things? Yes, we do. So
Okay.
it is not neglect. It is not that the person doesn't care. It is actually life getting loud and a whole lot of other things in play. But I feel like you would also get to know when someone is uh, how would I
Tired
put it
of
now?
friendship.
Yes, when someone is out of friendship with you. Thank you for borrowing me that word. When someone is out of friendship with you, because if as a friend we don't see each other in 2 years, 3 years, and when we see the comments that come out of your mouth or the things you say or your reaction are things that are a bit hostile, they're a bit hurtful, they are geared towards envy and unhealthy competition. There is no form of appreciation, there is no form of encouragement, there is no form
Mm-hmm.
of applause. So, oh, I heard you are making these small wins. I heard you're thriving in this field that you have chosen. How is it going? If the conversation is not like that, then you get to understand that, oh, this person has fallen out of friendship with you. But if the conversation is always like that when you guys see, then you know that it is just the distance and life getting louder that is causing the divide or the lack of constant communication.
Okay. A minute, please. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I needed to set something on my screen so that those who are joining would, you know, um, get to understand what we're talking about. Hi, Hazan. So this is Mr. Blaze, okay, Aidan Blaze. So we're talking about friendship in adulthood. Why is it that there are times that friendship disappears at some point? Why do people stop being friends? Is it that there are competitions that comes into play? Is there anything like neglect that comes into play in the long run? Basically, why do friends just disappear? You might be friends today, tomorrow you realize that they get notified whenever I am live. So, Mr. Blaze, I would also like to ask you. Um, I have my questions written down, so I'll need to be very picky about this. Yeah, something I want you to personalize. This is, when did you first realize friendship in adulthood feels different? So when did they stop realizing that friendship in adulthood feels different? So what are the signs that we've grown up? This is not like we're in secondary school again. This is not like we're in primary school again. The things we need to do, we need to stop doing it. And at the end of the day, you realize that some of us grew way fast and we left some of our friends behind, and then we realized that, okay, this is not the kind of friendship that we started with. This one is now different. This one is now carrying his or herself as, they are very special. So I keep going round. So can you just throw some light on this?
Okay, so you see, growing up, yeah, I used to have. I'll take this like a personal thing. Now, growing up, I used to have this set of friends. We do practically almost everything together. We think about when we want to go to church. We talk to ourselves and say, okay, we are going to attend this mass. We're all going to um, serve this mass. We're all going to be here. We're all going to be there. We plan virtually almost everything together, right? But as time went by, as we grew older, people started getting jobs, work. People started finding love, relationships started springing up. We found out that your partner, your girlfriend, might need your time more than your guys, right? Your job might need your time even more than your girlfriend or your wife. Now, so at that point, we realized that, oh, we can no longer all do the same things together like the way we used to do it. Even then, sometimes we plan on the days we want to hang out. Like, oh, we're going to hang out in this person's house. Without sometimes even without calling the person, you just come to the person's house because yes, it was more or less like a family house then. So you come, you know that you will definitely meet this person now. But as time went by, things started changing. And that's when I realized that, oh, friendship in adulthood, it's more it's more serious than friendship while you were growing up. Why would I say that? Because of the dynamics of work. Perhaps, maybe, for instance, uh, I am an engineer and I have friends who are, maybe, he's in the banking sector, he's in the law firm, different sectors of life, right? If we are meeting up, it will not be to discuss on the things we did while we were boys. No. It will not be, let us look for a way to grow ourselves. Okay, what's happening in the banking sector? Okay, I have this business I want to do and I need funding. I would want to go to my friend who works in the bank and say, Guy, how
Mhm.
far? I need funding. How can you guide me? What's your financial advice? Right. So whenever we meet, it should be for a particular purpose. I'm not saying that we cannot meet and just hang out. No. But because of work, because of life, because we all have different things we're dealing with as life goes on, catching or riding on the old memories that we used to have when we were boys will no longer hold the friendship, because as you grow, you're trying to build a family, you're trying to start your own generation, right? There are certain things you want to impact on your kid. And one of those things is the value of friendship. Yes, it starts from being boys, playing football together, doing all sorts. But as time goes on, as we all grow up, you want to keep friends who will add value to your
Values.
life. Yes. So, not saying that the old friends don't add value, but you have to just select the kind of things you want to do. So every time will not be, oh, let's hang out. Oh, let's go to the club. Oh, let's go to this lounge. No, that should not be the core focus. You were doing that when you were boys, when you didn't have anything to think about, when you didn't have bills to pay, when you didn't have other things to do. Right? I know someone who always says this to me, but I call him one of the wisest person I know without him knowing. Yes. He will always say that when you sit out with your friends, if in 1 hour you don't talk about important issues, right? Leave that place and go back to your quiet time and sort out those important issues yourself. Do you understand? Now, what do I mean by important issues? Take, for instance, now, me and my friends decide to hang out, boys. I was okay, we're having the boys' time. And we're hanging out. In 1 hour, none of us have talked about business. None of us have talked about wealth creation. None of us have talked about, the future, right? Something that will add economic value to yourself and to your immediate family and also to them. Then that friendship, that circle at that moment is not needed. You understand? That
Yeah.
circle at that moment is not needed because if it is to drink and eat barbecue, you can buy that, you can drink that at home. You can buy the drink and take it at home. Do you understand? I know that, okay, whatever you're dealing with, you're dealing with it as a person. But the reason for friendship is, oh, we need a community of people around us to help guide us, to help direct us when we feel like we are overwhelmed with life and you need someone to talk to. That is why it is a friendship. It's more or less like, oh, I pull you, you pull me. The Igbos have this saying that ihe nwoke nyere nwoke ibe ya bụ ejidere m. Meaning, what a man gives to his fellow man is take, hold it for me, right?
Yeah.
So if I can't speak with my friends and we discuss business, we discuss world creation, but every time we sit down, what we're talking about is things that are of no economic is not needed. Yeah.
Okay. Um, that's an interesting one. But then, do you think there is a lie that has been told to us about friendship, about growing up? Because I know that when we were growing up, we used to have that kind of friend that would tell us, um, the friend would tell us, in future, when we grow up, we'll become a lawyer, we'll do this together, we'll do that together, and at the end of the day, we're actually not doing anything together. And let's say there are parents now that would now tell you that you need to keep your friends close, you keep the good ones, you keep the bad ones, you know. And let's say within you, the ones that you see that they're actually bad for you, because of that lie, those, what do we even define as lies of friendship that has been told to us while, you know, growing up? Because everybody will say, keep your relationship, keep friends, you need friends, you need friends. So can you expatiate on that, please?
Okay, so it is it is a no-brainer that we need friends, right? We can't overemphasize the the need to have friends in our life for so many obvious reasons. But like I said earlier, we cannot continue to ride on the bandwagon of the memories we have as kids. Yes, as children, you might be growing up and you might be your friends like, oh man, we're going to be lawyers, we're going to be doctors together, right?
Yeah.
But while growing up, while passing through school, right, we are all gifted individually. We all have different individual gifts. We all have different academic strengths. So if
Yeah.
my academic strength cannot carry me to be a medical doctor, right? But it could carry me to be a banker, and it carries my friend to be a medical doctor. It's a win-win. If my academic strength cannot carry me to have a professional life, and it could carry me to the level where, to the point where I'll become a successful businessman, it's still a win. The most important thing is, are you winning individually? Individually. You know, most people, for me as a person, yeah, when I
Yeah.
listen to music, I pick the lyrics of music
You keep the
and
what?
use it to make. I pick lyrics from music, from songs, to make meaning to things about life. Who sang this song? Something, I think it's either Fino or is it Flavor? I can't remember the artist, but in the song he said, when friends, if everybody is winning, when friends gather and they put money together, they can do something, they can have a good time, right? But now when friends are together and there is only one person who is paying the bills for everybody, at some point, that person paying the bills, your human nature will enter and he will begin to feel like, what am I doing with this bunch of useless people? If he doesn't say it, someone will plant that seed of thought in him, winning individually. Oh, I couldn't finish from school and I'm doing business and I'm a successful businessman. Oh, you didn't study law, but you studied accounting, you're a successful banker or or a finance person, you studied engineering, you're successful. You When you sit down together, the kind of conversations that will be coming up will be conversations that will add economic value. Like the person
Yeah.
I talked about earlier, I said I refer to him as one of the wisest person I've known. I've been on a table with him and his friends, yeah, from school. And guess what? When you sit at that table, when you look at that table, all of them put together, all of them put together, Every time I see their table, do you know what comes to my mind? This is a billion naira table, right? Because they are all winning individually in their various fields. So when they come together, yeah, once in a while to hang out, while the drinks and food are going on, you will hear really important conversation. There's this pastor, Pastor Lumide, who said something that if five friends cannot come together and raise money for investment, then that friendship is not healthy. Many people will think that, oh, that's motivation. How will five friends come together? But it starts from little drops of water. They say makes an ocean, right? So if as friends, all of us together are not doing the same thing, but we are all thriving, helping ourselves to thrive in our various chosen careers, then I feel like that's a win for everybody. We must not all be doctors. We must not all be engineers. We must not all be lawyers and what have you. But the most important thing, the goal of friendship is pull your friend up to rise, right? It's not like this
Not
popular
just
street
any
slang that
friend though,
you,
because there are some friends that are full of
yes,
entitlement. And even when you pull them
yes.
up, they get to that point. They will want to use the acquired power they got from you to then bring you down.
But you know what? You know one thing, yeah? You see, life has a way of dealing with people, right? You see, such persons still pull them up. If you ask me, I'll still say pull them up. You know why? When you pull them up, because you're the one who pulled them up, yes, maybe perhaps they are now standing, you can still pull the plug on them.
How?
I'll tell you.
You're pulling
So
somebody
I'll
up
give
because
you.
you want the person to be their own man or their own woman, and they then get to that stage, because I've actually seen stories, real life stories of, somebody helping somebody to get to a particular point in their life, and the person made it in life, even now made it more than his helper. And now this one is now the one trying to make life difficult for the person that once helped him at some point. And now you're saying you can still put the string on. How can you put the string on them? Even when they've
Okay,
gathered the
so
whole
this.
powers that they need, and they have connections with authorities, and what you just had was just money, not even powers with or friendship with authorities that can do stuff for you.
So you see, yeah, politics. You know, politics people say is the dirty thing, right? Politics people say is the dirty thing. But one of the key things I have learned from politics is you see this thing called godfatherism.
Hmm.
Yes, it's somehow unhealthy, it's somewhat not good, but then it's a clear example of pulling somebody up and pulling the plug on the person, right? Now, if a political godfather brings you up and
Hmm.
perhaps makes you a governor, right, with the intention that you will be loyal to him, you're supposed to pay royalty to him, right? But now, because you're a governor, you now feel you have the backing of your assembly behind you. You're now the governor, you now have the power. And you feel like you can bite on the finger of your godfather. That same godfather, all he needs to do is withdraw his support from you, take away his structure from you, right? Trust me, if he does that, you might still be the governor, but you will not have that power that you think you have. Let me give you another example. Let me create another scenario here. I know someone who helped someone. He brought this person, taught this person his business, right? He brought this person, taught this person his business, the business that he does, and this person grew in that business, right? This person's first major big break came from him. I like, when I give you my contact and say, okay, this is my contact. This contact will give you these items at a very good rate, right? And then you
Mm.
can use it to grow. And then because he felt he has done one too many businesses and he feels he has arrived, he decided to play God with the person who taught him the business. Now, all that person needed to do was the first contact he gave this person, he told the person, see what this person is doing. I no longer have, I can no longer guarantee this person's honesty. I can no longer guarantee this person's character. From this person, it spread to the next person, it spread to the next person. Before he could say that, in a space of 2 years, all of the contacts he thought he had, eh, whenever he calls for product, they were not giving it to him. They were not giving him those products that he wanted. He was no longer getting things the way he used to get them before. And that was how his business started going down. Yeah, his business started going down. Until someday somebody told him that one of the person that taught you this business. Because the joy of every father is to see their children succeed more than them. That's the same thing with the joy of every organ in the shop, right? If you see that, oh,
Yes.
I want to see my boy who I have settled doing good, so that if I don't have a product in my shop, I can tell you, oh, go to my other shop. Whereas that shop is not his shop, that's his boy shop. But go to this my other shop, you will get it because he knows that if I don't have it, you should have it. That's how business works. But once the other takes away his hand from you and say, okay, because of this thing you're doing, I am no longer sending people your way. That business started crumbling. So what I'm saying about pulling, some people pull the person up and you can pull the plug, it's the same thing. If I feel like, oh, yes, there are people who have this sense of entitlement who don't want to grow. So when you pull them up and they feel like, oh, they've arrived and they want to be disloyal or they want to come at you and tussle space or tussle anything with you, you can pull the plug on the person. Pulling the plug simply means walking away, withdrawing the support you once gave that person, talking to other people you know who you've told that, oh, this is my person, this is my boy, right? Once you take away that, he loses his credibility. And when
Mm.
that credibility is lost, every other thing is broken down. Every other thing goes.
Yeah. But do you think that friendship drifts away because of lack of care? Because I don't care about you again, so just go to hell. And there is no closure to that.
It depends on what has actually transpired between two friends.
What if nothing transpired?
It won't be from lack of care. It will just be from so many things happening. Like, see,
Things like,
marriage, family, work, distance, even among siblings, even amongst families, even among siblings, it still happens. For instance, we're friends. I live I live in Lagos, you live in Abuja, right? I
mm-hmm.
live in Lagos, you live in Abuja. We might not get to be seeing each other every day. We might not get to be communicating every day. But if I'm in Abuja, who will be the first person I'm going to call? You, as my friend, right? So because of the times we've had before, there is no way you tell me Um, unless maybe your space is not accommodating enough, that's when you can say, okay, I cannot accommodate you in my space, right? But welcome to Abuja. Whatever thing else you need outside accommodation, I can offer that to you. I don't know if you understand, but we might not be
Yeah.
communicating every day. So it is not lack of care. It is just um, life getting louder. That's just the way I'm going to put it. It's life getting louder and getting busier by the day.
Have you lost a friend before? Like a friendship, something that you valued at some point, and all of a sudden, maybe marriage happened. According to you, the excuse you're giving got busy, because I feel like real friendship has no excuse. You can't say because of then we should stop being friends. Because I still
Okay,
want to go to Abuja, yeah, and call down my friend that I used to know, or call down my friend that I'm always keeping in touch with, and tell my friend that, see, my daughter has been posted to Abuja. Can you accommodate that? Can you accommodate my daughter? I still want to have that friend that probably he or she is in Ibadan, so I can call them in Ibadan and say, oh, I'm receiving um a product from Ibadan, or probably the channel will pass from Ibadan to my location, and I want them to help me to receive it first and then send it to me. So have you lost a friendship? And you can explain why
yeah.
you guys are not together again.
Okay, so I like the fact that you use the key word here now is real and through friendship, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's this saying that for a friendship to be strong, one person has to one person has to be more matured than the other. One person has to tolerate more.
Both
Now,
of them are
back to the question. Now, back to the question. If I have lost a friendship, yes, I have,
okay.
and and it happened countless of times with the person, and that showed me that okay, this person is not my friend. This person is just there for what he can gain from me, right? And regardless of everything I have done as a person, right, to show him that yes, I am ready to stand with you and by you. He keeps showing me that part of himself that says, I only want what I can get from you. So what happened is we didn't go separate ways like we don't talk, right? Whenever we see or we're in the same space, we talk, we say hi. He's not, it was obvious that from the beginning, I called him friend, but he took me as an acquaintance. Do you understand? I
Yeah.
considered him friend, but he took me as an acquaintance in the sense that he just wants whatever he could get from me at that point. So I left it there that we're now acquaintances, we're not friends. He's not somebody I can say, oh, I have a friend in this person. No. Because the person you could call a friend is somebody that you know that, oh, I'm in my lowest. I'm at my lowest. And I need somebody to talk to. Someone who, even if he's going to judge me, will still tell me the truth. Even if he's going to judge me, I know that he's judging me because he's telling me the truth. And he will still help me find a solution,
Uh-huh.
right? To whatever it is I am going through at that moment. But then, somebody who, when you go to and say, oh, this is the challenge I am having, I am going through this difficult time, this is what I'm going through. And that person only judges you, but care less about what you go through, care less about what solution you're going to have or how you're going to remedy that situation. there is no friend for you that that person is just an acquaintance. Perhaps you are the one who is considering that person a friend. A clear example is I gave a so-called friend, somebody I called a friend, I gave him money, right? I gave him money for something, and he promised to return that money after a particular period of time. Right? And he ended up not returning that money. Now, it is not that he did not return the money that was my problem, but the fact that he started avoiding even talking to me. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
He started
And because
avoiding
of knowing
even.
you now, so he doesn't want to pay back.
Well, I am no longer asking him for the money. I have put that behind. I've decided that, oh, how much is the money? I can let go of it. Do you understand? Letting go of the money will not kill me. It will not make me, excuse me, it will not make me the poorest of the poorest. Do you understand me? So I decided to let go and let the person be. But communicate with me. Let's still talk. If I check up on you, reply. If I call, take my call. I will not kill you. I will not bring the police or the military to come and arrest you because you're owing me some money. No. But
No.
you refusing, but you refusing to take my call, you refusing to reply my message, you keep airing my message, then that's where the problem is. That's when I knew that um no, this person is not my friend. I don't have a friend in this person. A clear example is there's this friend I have, yeah, like the person I call, I know that I can call at any time. And he will answer. Like this, my friend here, we might not talk in a month, right?
Yeah.
But the moment we talk, you would think that we have been communicating every day for the rest of our lives. He could just call me on phone. He could just pick up his phone now and call me, and the next thing you will hear is, "Hey, Carl, how far? I never hear from you for 1 month. Are you okay? What's happening? Oh, okay. Meanwhile, can we do this? Can we? I don't know if you understand. This is friendship. Oh, we've not seen in 3 months, right? Because of where you are. Perhaps in that 3 months, we may have just exchanged probably maybe 10 or 20 messages across each other. But the moment we see, right, we are picking up like we've been communicating every other day for the past 11 years. That's through friendship. Do you understand? Or like the last time I saw something on his post, yeah,
Mm.
I saw something on his post, and I'm like, oh wow, this is impressive. Do you understand? Immediately I called him, and I'm like, guy, wow, this is impressive. You don't know why, so you're doing this, and he was like, my friend, get out of my phone. Thank you. But that's to show that yes, we are in different places. We don't see every day, but we are appreciating the small wins that we are both achieving. That's the test of true friendship. I remember
Yeah.
one time when I remember one time when I was going through a rough patch and I was not coming out, right? It was more or less like I was just trying to deal with it on my own. But this guy, God bless him, he knew, right? He knew what I was going through. And first off, every weekend, every Friday, he sends me a particular amount of money with the narration, no let depression kill you inside. go outside, and if it's a bottle of beer, buy a drink, all will be well. He was doing this every weekend. He did that for like 2 months every weekend. I'm not saying every weekend. And then one time something huge came in, and I just got one alert from him. I'm like, guy, what's this for? He said, just let me leave am there. If you want use am, use am. If you don't want use am, leave am there. No stress me. Do you understand? Now that goes to show that this person is really intentional about his relationship with you. He's really intentional about his friendship with you. He appreciates, he knows what true friendship is. He knows that, yes, if I'm down, if my friend is down,
Mm-hmm.
I can't pull my friend up. When I am down, he's gonna pull me up. Do you understand? So that's the test of true. The test of true friendship is having friends who can come through for you at the lowest, at the least.
Okay. Let's speak on closure. Is closure necessary in friendship? Like when it's not working again, do you feel like the other person owes you that bit of explanation as to why our situation is like this?
It depends on the situation. So I would want to understand what situation that like so how do I say this? Yeah, closure is necessary. Closure is important sometimes, right? Depending
Okay.
on how close you were with the person, depending on the kind of friendship you thought you had with the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Closure simply means, oh, guy, I have tried everything. Excuse me. I have tried everything in my power to see that we don't fall out of friendship. I have tried everything in my power to see that we build this to the level where both families, when we get married, we'll be able to call each other, we'll be able to visit each other, our kids will be able to have sleepovers and all, right? But your constant attitude, your constant betrayal, your constant disloyalty has proven that it will not work. So, for posterity's sake, I think it is only fair that we remain as acquaintances. You know, one of the things people do is so many people are quick to call people their friends.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Do you understand? A lot of people are quick to say, "Oh, he's my friend. Oh, he's my guy. Oh, no." It should be it should be defined, right? It should be defined who your friend is, who an acquaintance is, who a colleague is, who your comrades are. Do you understand? Who your
Yeah.
guys, your G's are. People who, when regard, like, okay, so a very close friend of mine, I call her my G. She wedded last month, right? I couldn't attend her wedding because I was overwhelmed with a lot, work, and so many other things. I couldn't move from where I was to attend her wedding. For 3, 4 days, I was battling with that guilt of not attending her wedding. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I sent her a message, I think it was around 5 a.m. or thereabouts. I woke up, prayed that day, sent a message first you know, to my sunshine, and then sent her a message and told her, "Oh, I am sorry." Now, there were two things that were even involved. One, I missed her wedding. Two, there was an event I was supposed to plan, and when I was choked, she stepped in to try and help me plan that event, to try and carry on the planning of that event, right? While she was also planning her wedding. I don't know if you understand. While she was planning her wedding, she was still trying to help me get the ball rolling on an event that I'm supposed to do because we're um, in an organization together, right? So she was still trying to help me get the ball rolling, but I could not carry everything at the same time. So I left that event and I didn't attend her wedding. So I was thinking to myself, isn't this, it will not be fair that I missed her wedding and I haven't said anything. So when I sent her that message by that time of the day, telling her, "Oh, I am sorry that I couldn't attend your wedding and I couldn't come through on this event, despite everything you've done or you tried doing to ensure that it worked out for me. I really do appreciate and all." And guess what her response was? "Idiot, why you dey message me by 5 a.m.? You know say I am now a married woman. Why you dey message married woman by 5 a.m.? Who get time for your explanation?" I know that you had a lot on your plate. I had already told the team behind your back that in case you don't come through, they shouldn't hold you. Yeah, they can be disappointed, but they should just bear with you. So you don't owe me an apology. You owe more of the apology to the team. Now that's a friend who knows you. That's a friend who understands you. Do you understand? That's a friend who knows that if the tables turned, if things were,
You do
um,
the same.
yeah, I would do the same. I would definitely come through for her. I would be at her wedding. I would make sure that everything went well at her wedding, right? So that response goes to show that, oh, even without me apologizing, right, she wasn't holding a grudge. But now me going to apologize has also shown her that I did not take her for granted, that I appreciate our friendship. I value our friendship. So when you have true friends, you will know by their actions, you will know by their deeds, you will know by the way they communicate with you.
That's a good one. Let's speak on expectations, right? So, as somebody that has friends, do you think we should, have an expectation of our friends? Do you think there's a certain way that we expect to be treated, or we should just have a normal, you know, a normal life with everybody instead of having an expectation on how our friendship or our relationship should be?
So for me, I feel like the way you treat yourself, the way you treat yourself will reflect how your friends will treat you. And also the way you treat your friends will reflect how your friends will treat you. What am I trying to say? If I am always taking from my friends, if I'm always taking from my friends, oh, every time they must give me, it is no longer it is entitlement, right? But if I am giving, if when we hang out, I feel like, oh, excuse me. If when we hang out, I feel like there are bills to pay and we're all splitting the bills, right? They won't begin to see me as a burden. They will not begin to see me as a leech. They will see me as a friend. So that the day you now say you don't have, they will understand that, oh, he does when he has, right? But if every time you don't have anything to give. Or somebody once told me that being in people's life means to pour into the people's life and for the person to also pour into your life.
Going to yours.
Do you understand? So an empty cup cannot pour into a filled cup, right? But if a filled cup pours into an empty cup to fill that cup up, and that cup refuses to pour into the other empty cup to fill it up, then you know that, oh, this cup is just here to take. Do you understand? So, in terms of expectation, I feel like there shouldn't be an expectation per se. There should just be an affirmation of who you are, what you reflect, right? And then allow the universe to give you the same thing that you give out. The other day, I was having a conversation with someone, and someone explained something in the very simplest way that I've heard it. The difference between happiness and joy. Now, happiness is, oh, I need people around me to be happy. I need to go here. I need to attend this party. I need to attend this gig to be happy. But joy comes from within, right?
Mm.
So if you're not personally a joyful person, even if someone brings happiness to you, right? The happiness will only it will only be on the surface. It will only stay for a second or more, but it will just be on the surface. It won't go deep. But if you're a joyful person from within, if somebody is bringing happiness to pour into you, you will exude that happiness. You will radiate the joy. That this is where your joy now transfers to the other person because that person has poured happiness into you. And because you're already a joyful person, you're now bringing out your entire joy, your all glory and all, and you pour back into that person. So the expectation should be um, what you give as a person, what you give to yourself as a person is the same thing you should give to another. And then expect that in return, expect the universe to give you that in return.
Okay. We've almost used the 1 hour, but I'd like to ask one more question. So, friendship. Which one would you feel bad if it happens to you? A normal friendship with a normal person, a boy or a girl, or a romantic friendship or a romantic relationship?
There's a difference between relationship and friendship.
No.
Yes. There's a very big difference between relationship and friendship. So if I'm in a romantic relationship and for some reasons eh, I fall out of love with the person, right? And that relationship um, doesn't go well, I'll feel bad. I'll feel bad. And I'll
You're the one
try as much as I can.
out. How dare would you feel bad?
No, like I said, why would I feel bad is because, oh, for these reasons, for XYZ reasons, it didn't work out. I had my expectation. I wanted it to work out, right? But for some reason known to the person, it didn't work out. Maybe we had started and then along the line, it didn't work out. I'll feel bad, right? But if we have not started, if it's just meeting the person, you know, expressing your interest, and the person says no from the beginning, nah, I'll just know that it wasn't meant to be, right? Now, but if my friends, someone whom I call and consider a friend, wakes up one morning, and says, "Guy, no call me again. I don't want to get anything to do with you. This one, that one, yada yada yada, and so on." The first thing I'm going to do is call a third party, someone who is also one of our friends, to know what he or she is going through and know if there's a way we can remedy the situation. Because I just feel like if I know I have not offended this person and this person is saying, I no longer want to be in communication, I'll try to find out what I have done wrong, right? And apologize and try to make amends just to keep that friendship. But if every effort proves futile, proves abortive, I'll let it be. I'll take it as the will of God. I won't I won't go further. I won't bother more on I won't bother more on trying to get the person to stay. I will let the person go. If the person truly values my friendship, he will come back. Because there's a saying that says, if you love something enough, you could let it go. If it's truly yours, it will come back. But if it doesn't come back, then it was never meant to be.
Well, it is not every friendship that comes back, because some they come back because they've not completely destroyed you. Anyway, we have come to the end of today's friendship talk, and we look forward to having you on our channel every day. So yeah, so thank you,
I'm
Mr.
always here.
Aidan, for
Thank you
tuning
very
in. Yeah, so we're
Thank
going to
you.
be having more experiences, more moments, more conversations, more talk. So thank you for spending an hour with Uwama Era TV. Bye for
Thank
now.
you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Yeah.